Hey, we got Drewz Viewz here, and I'm back for a little Anime Monday, reacting to an anime on Monday. Today I'm doing Neon Genesis Evangelion, episode 14 already, so I think is there 24 episodes in the series or 26 maybe? Yeah, 26. So I am just past the halfway point now, that means, or literally at it right now before I watch this episode, which is entitled Seele, the Seat of the Soul. So, as often happens, no idea what that's about. I mean, last time was Angel Infiltration, so I had some idea what that one was going to be about based on the title. An angel was crept into Nerve, kind of was like going through this crack, getting in there, getting through the supercomputer, fucking everything up. It was up to the team, but most especially Ritsuko, who's like in charge of the computer basically, and we found out her mother developed it. Up to her to get in there. They literally went inside it. There was notes posted everywhere and stuff, like sticky notes. And they got it at the last second. They did something to halt the infiltration. There was a lot of tech mumbo jumbo last time. So the last one wasn't like my favorite episode yet. I did like getting some more insight into Ritsuko's character and stuff like that. But the kids were pretty, Shinji and the rest were pretty sidelined last episode, naked most of the episode in their machines. So hopefully we get back to their storyline this time. But what we are seeing, and people have been commenting it on my reactions here as well, is that most of the, if not all of the characters in this show are somewhat of broken people, and just like the society they're in is kind of broken by these angel attacks, infiltrations on their general society. So, we've been learning more about Masato, Ritsuko, everything like that, all the adults, and yeah, no one's too happy, but that makes for a good drama. So, anyway, let's continue and let me watch Steel Seat of the Soul. The year 2015 AD. Well, this is the one from the first episode, right? Third children. I mean, no one's explained this for me in the comments. I don't really understand why he's called the third children, or it's like, it seems like a grammatical thing to me that doesn't make sense. What is there some, why is he not the third child, or third of the children, something? I'm wondering about that. I guess this is just flashback right now. Since we're at the halfway point now, are they just doing like an all flashback, or like the refresher episode? I know some animes do that, which I don't think is really necessary usually. I mean, I guess it might be good to get reminded about everything here, since it can be hard to keep track of some things, but I don't know. Maybe it's just gonna be the opening here. Was that the class president talking there? Yeah, this one. Or his friends were in there with him, right? Well, how many angels have attacked so far? Like 6 or 7 at this point, I think. Yeah, this one. Ramiel. That's the one that was drilling down, I think. Raise the first children. Shinji's the third children. Is Asuka the second children? I don't remember them ever saying that, but maybe I'll find out in a minute on this flashback here. This is the one where they had to learn to work together initially, right? Ayanamiya. A tenuous grasp on our own existence. Well, this dialogue's new, at least, it seems like. Here's where we get Asuka coming in. Gagiao. And the Navy had a lot of destruction. Alright, so she is the second children. So her number matches up. She pilots EVA 2, but the first children pilots EVA 0, and the third children pilots EVA 1. Right? First underwater battle. That's why her and Shinji were in there together, right? Kaboom! Annihilation. Yeah, the UN Navy lost a third of its vessels. Only a third? I thought it was even more. Who was that talking? Yeah, it's... Oh, right, this where they messed up and didn't work as a team and then had to get it back together. Go together as a team just as this angel reforms together itself. And it gets split in half. The 8th angel, we're up to 8. I feel like it skipped some near the beginning though. Number-wise. There's too many numbers to keep track of here. This is a magma diver. And it evolved quickly. Easier to kill than to capture. Well, we're catching up somewhat quickly here, so maybe it won't be the whole episode as a recap. What, 8 minutes in or so? Matrail, it's that spider one with the... Yeah, the acid. That's when they were on lockdown, power outage. Get some. 10th angel, this is the most recent one, I do believe. Or no, there was one last time that infiltrated. This is the one where they went out for ramen after, not steak. I wonder why they always like explode like that, or they normally do when they're annihilated. Rather than just like falling over and dying, or I don't know, disintegrating. Or... We're back in the council room here. Just trying to cover it up. Oh, that's the guy we just heard from a couple minutes ago. I was like, who is that talking? Wonder what's up with that guy's mask thing over his eyes. Weaving a story. Are we getting a actual new content in the episode here now? The Heavy Mountains. Is this Ray? Yeah, it's gotta be. Okay. She like becoming her Eva, like melding into each other. It doesn't even say her name, just Unit 2's pilot. Trippy, man. I guess plus minus, they just use the English word in Japanese. Are we gonna get Asuka's thoughts here now? Guess not. Yeah, he always is. I think he just always is like that. Oh, Ray said the same thing about Shinji. Weird look on her face there. Well, I think that's not supposed to happen. Once Ayanami. What other time? He's trying to kill her, or is trying to just get to her? I don't know about that. Back in the old hospital room. He hasn't been here in a while. Spratly Islands. Seele. That was the episode title. Alright. So, alright, the first half of the episode was just a, clip show, flashback, whatever you call it. Or, recap, rather, I guess is really what it was. I do that on anime sometimes. Normally, if I'm watching by myself, I would even skip those ones. Although, good thing I didn't in this case, because the second half of the episode was new stuff. So I'm not sure if it's just like an anime convention doing the recap, or it was the back half of the episode or the back half of the season is going to be important to remember that stuff. I don't know. It didn't bother me too much. Like, I guess it wasn't, it was kind of useful to remember everything. I mean, I basically remember most of the actual angel attacks themselves and what happened, but in terms of all the various numbers and stuff, I don't really think the number of angels matters, like the second angel, fifth angel, whatever. And I guess they're maybe just calling them that when they come in, like the first one's the first, just because it's the first one that attacked or whatnot. But the stuff about third children and which EVA they're piloting, EVA 012, all that stuff, it had been kind of confusing at this point. It's hard to keep track of that since it doesn't all completely match up. So that was kind of useful. So in the actual new part of the episode, they were trying to synchronize in each other's EVAs. Maybe the amount that they can synchronize is based upon like how their actual personality is and stuff like that. Because like Rei is so, we're getting her thoughts a little bit here too. When she was syncing into, I guess, Shinji's EVA, she is like the least sense of self kind of, it seems like, already. So maybe it's easier for her to, she was able to integrate into the other one where Shinji wasn't able to integrate into hers and it started tripping out. And then with Asuka, they're saying she didn't even try going into the other ones. And I think Misato said she's the only one, well, she was thinking it in her head, like, you have to do pilot number 2, you're the only one who can do that one. So since Asuka has like the strongest personality and sense of will, maybe does that mean she's like really tied into her EVA, but wouldn't work to go into someone else's, or someone else wouldn't be able to go into hers because she's already so in sync with it? I don't know. Yeah, they mentioned it a couple times, like, this smells like the other person. So since they brought it up more than once, I'm assuming that's kind of important or relevant. Like, because that's how much they're syncing with these EVAs. It really is like becoming part of them, vice versa. And then Ritsuko at the end said like that she thought the Unit Zero was trying to attack her, which I don't really think is the case. It seemed like it was going either it was not trying to attack anyone or it was going for Rei, and like Misato's like, oh, it's trying to attack Rei, but I think it was just trying to get back like in tune with her, like grab her. I don't know, like it was just like attracted to getting toward her. Didn't want Shinji in there, so I don't know that it was necessarily trying to attack anyone. And then the Seele, whoever that is, was mentioned only at the very end, so I don't know how the episode had him or whoever, whatever it is in the title. Seele, the seed of the soul. Yeah, I don't know. For a second, I thought they weren't going to bring that up at all, but Kari mentioned it. In the context he was talking about it, I couldn't even figure out what it was or who it was. He had like a council meeting he's trying to cover up, or he is covering up what happened with infiltration. It seems like they know about it, but they're just like, all right, well, fine, you say it didn't happen, we'll ignore it for now. So interesting. And then the his second man, I know most of the people's names now. I still can't remember the name of his second guy in command, the older gray-haired guy, but it was interesting. Like in his thoughts, he was saying like, you care too much about Rei, or you're too focused on Rei. So that's interesting as well, that other people are perceiving that too on Akari's end, not just on her end, of like, because we saw that she only kind of perks up when talking to him, and then I guess she's going out now to do this mission, whatever it is. I'm assuming that'll roll right into the next episode 15. I will be back next Anime Monday to react to that one, so do join me back for that. Do subscribe to the channel here if you're not already. Come on, why not? Throw me a sub. Hey, throw me a comment down below. Get some conversation going. Some good comments been coming in, so keep that up. And yeah, I'll be back next time. Until then, I'm out of here. Peace.
分かっております。すべてはゼーレのシナリオ通り